Be me, 26M, certified commercial diver. Spent 3 years doing shallow harbor work in murky water, cleaning hulls. Finally got the ticket for the big leagues. Saturation diving. North Sea. The pay is astronomical. The risk is statistically significant. The isolation is total. Arrive at the support vessel, Goliath, in Aberdeen. Gray sky, gray water, gray steel. The ship is a floating city of cranes and winches. Meet the dive superintendent, Miller. Miller is a brick wall with a mustache. He looks at my paperwork like it smells like milk. You're the new fill-in for Team 2, he says. Don't touch anything you don't understand. Don't die. Solid advice. I am processed, like luggage. Medical checks, gear checks, psychological eval that consists of, are you claustrophobic? And no. Take the elevator down to the saturation complex. It looks like the inside of a submarine mixed with a space station. Cylindrical steel chambers bolted to the deck. Pipes everywhere. Hissing sounds. This is where I will live for the next 28 days. Pressurized to match the seabed depth. Once I'm in, I can't come out without a week of decompression. If I open the door, I explode. Literally. Meet my cellmate, Elias. 50s, looks like he was carved out of driftwood. Skin is leathery and scarred. He is sitting on the bottom bunk, reading a paperback western. He doesn't look up when I drag my bag in. Top bunk is yours, he says. His voice is high-pitched, squeaky. Donald Duck voice. It's the helium in the breathing mix. Heliox atmosphere. Sound travels faster, pitch goes up. I try not to laugh. Thanks, I say. My voice cracks and squeaks. Elias finally looks up. Eyes are pale blue, almost gray. First sat? He asks. Yeah. Don't talk too much. Wastes oxygen. Makes the scrubbers work harder. He goes back to his book. I climb into the bunk. The mattress is thin foam. The ceiling is 6 inches from my nose. It smells like ozone, rubbing alcohol, and unwashed men. The blowdown begins. Pressurization. The noise is deafening. Heat rises instantly. Gas laws. Compressing gas creates heat. I'm sweating through my jumpsuit within seconds. My ears pop continuously. Elias doesn't move. He just turns a page. Day 1. Routine established. Wake up at 0500. Meals come through a medical lock. A small airlock for food and laundry. Breakfast is scrambled eggs and bacon compressed into a dense mass. Taste is dulled by the helium. Elias eats mechanically. He chews exactly 10 times before swallowing. We are scheduled for a bell run at 0800. Suit up. Hot water suits. Tubes run hot water over your skin to keep you from freezing to death at 150 meters down. I fumble with my zipper. Hands are shaking slightly. Elias stands up. He brushes my hands away, zips it up for me, checks the neck seal, tugs it hard. Loose, he says. He adjusts the Velcro. His knuckles brush my throat. Rough skin, cold fingers. He spins me around and checks the back valves. Good, he says. We climb into the diving bell. It's a steel sphere the size of a large closet, cluttered with valves, gauges, and umbilicals. The bell disconnects from the habitat. We are lowered through the moon pool in the center of the ship. Darkness swallows the viewports. Down into the black. I watch the depth gauge. 50 meters. 100 meters. 140 meters. Elias is checking his comms gear. He looks bored. We hit working depth. Pressure equalized. Bottom hatch opens. The water is right there. A black mirror. You're out first, Elias says over the comms. Check the flange on the riser. I'll manage the umbilical. I drop into the water. It's pitch black. My helmet lights cut a cone through the silt. It's absolute silence except for the hiss of my regulator. I swim to the structure. Giant steel legs of the oil platform, covered in barnacles and anemones. I start the inspection. My breathing is too fast. Panic is a small bird fluttering in my chest. I fumble with the wrench. It slips. Drifts down into the silt. Damn it, I squeak. I reach for it, but the umbilical is snagged. I feel a tug, gentle but firm. I look back. Elias is in the hatch. He's reeling me in slightly. He points a gloved hand to the left. The wrench is resting on a crossbeam. I didn't see it. I grab it. Slow down. Elias's voice comes through the earpiece. Even through the distortion, he sounds calm. Breathe. Count to 4. In. Out. I do it. The panic subsides. We work for 6 hours. Back in the bell. Helmet off. Exhausted. Every muscle aches. Elias hands me a water bottle. You did okay, he says. He doesn't look at me. He's staring at the pressure gauge. Day 4. We are in the habitat. There is nothing to do but read, sleep, or watch movies on a small tablet. We have a rotation. I shower. The shower is a hand nozzle over a steel grate. Privacy is a curtain. I come out drying my hair with a rough towel. Elias is doing push-ups in the narrow aisle. He does them slowly, controlled. I squeeze past him to get to my bunk. My leg brushes his shoulder. He pauses at the bottom of the rep, doesn't say anything, resumes. I climb up and lie down. I watch him from above. The muscles in his back shift under his gray t-shirt. He does 100, stands up, not even out of breath. He looks at me. Your turn, he says. I'm tired. Atrophy kills you in here. Do 20. I climb down. I struggle to do 20. My arms are shaking by 15. Elias watches. He isn't mocking. He's just observing, like a mechanic watching an engine idle. Elbows in, he says. He taps my left elbow with his foot. Protect the joints. I correct my form. It's harder, but smoother. Good. Day 8. Something breaks in the life support scrubber. CO2 levels rising slightly. Not dangerous yet, but the alarm is chirping. A technician topside talks us through the repair. We have to open the floor panels. It's tight. We are shoulder to shoulder in the crawl space. It's hot. Sweat drips off my nose. Pass me the 3/4 inch, Elias says. I hand it to him. Our fingers overlap for a second too long. His hand is greasy and warm. He cranks the bolt, grunts with effort. Hold the light steady, he snaps. Sorry. I focus the beam. He fixes it. We sit back on the floor plates, breathing hard. The alarm stops. Silence returns. Just the hum of the pumps. Elias wipes his forehead with his forearm. He looks at me. Really looks at me. You got grease on your face, he says. He reaches out. Thumbs a smudge off my cheekbone. His skin is rough like sandpaper. He doesn't pull his hand away immediately. He looks at the grease on his thumb, wipes it on his pants. Clean up, dinner in 10. I go to the tiny mirror. My face is flushed. Not from the heat. Day 12. Movie night. We have a hard drive full of pirated films. Elias likes old sci-fi. We watch The Thing. We sit on the bottom bunk. It's the only place to sit upright comfortably. The screen is small, so we have to sit close. My knee is pressing against his thigh. He doesn't move away. The habitat is cold today. The heating loop is fluctuating. Elias has a wool blanket draped over his shoulders. Halfway through the movie, he extends the blanket, covers my legs. We are a tent. Underneath the wool, the heat builds up. I can feel the radiant warmth of his body. I focus on the movie. I don't remember any of the plot. I am hyper-aware of his breathing. Slow, rhythmic. Every time the ship rolls, our shoulders bump. Neither of us apologizes. Good movie, he says when it ends. Yeah. He stands up to turn off the light. The blanket falls off me. I feel cold instantly. Day 15. A bad dive. Current is strong. Visibility is 0. I'm welding a brace on the jacket structure. The electrode sticks. A surge of current knocks me back. I tumble. My helmet slams into a crossbar. Stunned. Lights flicker and go out. Total darkness. I can't tell up from down. I'm spinning. Elias, I say. Voice is shaky. I'm blind. Light is out. Stay put, he says. Don't swim, just float. I hang there in the void, waiting. Seconds feel like hours. Then, a hand grabs my ankle. It crawls up my leg. Grab my harness. Pulled close. I feel his helmet clunk against mine. Conduction. I can hear him through the metal contact, clearer than the radio. I got you, he says. The vibration of his voice travels through my skull. He turns on his aux light. The world comes back in sepia tones. He checks my helmet for cracks. His faceplate is inches from mine. I can see his eyes. They look worried. No, that's projection. They look focused. He gives me the thumbs up. We swim back to the bell together. He keeps a hand on my harness the whole way. Back in the bell. We unsuit. My hands are shaking so bad I can't undo the latches. Elias slaps my hands away. Stop, he says. He does it for me. Unlocks the helmet. Lifts it off. Sets it down. He looks at my forehead. You're bleeding. I am? He opens the first aid kit. Takes out a butterfly strip. Sit still. He cleans the cut above my eyebrow. Alcohol wipe stings. I wince. Still, he commands. He applies the strip. His face is very close. I can smell coffee and stale sweat. He lingers for a second, just staring at the cut. Then he looks me in the eye. The air in the bell feels very heavy. You scared me, he whispers. It's so quiet I almost miss it. Then he turns away. Starts stowing the gear. Aggressively coiling the umbilicals. I touch the bandage. It feels like a brand. Day 18. The dynamic changes. We don't talk more. We talk less. But the silence is different. It's heavy. Loaded. We move around each other in the tiny space like dancers. Perfect coordination. I reach for the salt. He's already passing it. He wakes up. I already have the kettle on. I catch him watching me read. When I look up, he doesn't look away immediately. He holds the gaze for a second, then returns to his book. It makes my stomach flip. I tell myself it's cabin fever. It's the isolation. It's the reliance on another human for survival. It's not real. Day 21. Mail delivery. Comes down the medical lock. Letters from home. I get a letter from my mom. Generic updates about the dog and the weather. Elias gets nothing. He watches me read. Good news? He asks. Mom says the dog has arthritis. He nods. You got anyone? I ask. Stupid question. Used to, he says. Ex-wife? Something like that. He picks up a protein bar, unwraps it slowly. Job is hard on people waiting at home, he says. You disappear for a month. You come back weird. Weird how? Quiet. Don't like crowds, don't like noise. He takes a bite. You get used to the small space. The routine. The person next to you. He gestures vaguely at me. Then you go home, and the bed feels too big. I stare at my boots. Yeah, I say, I guess. That night, I can't sleep. The ship is rocking in a storm. The habitat creaks. I hear Elias shifting in the bunk below. You awake? He whispers. Yeah. Storm's picking up. Yeah. Silence for 5 minutes. Then, a hand reaches up from the bottom bunk. Just fingers, grasping the edge of my mattress. Anchoring. I look at the fingers, scarred knuckles, short nails. I reach out, I rest my hand on top of his. Just resting, not gripping. He doesn't pull away. He turns his hand over, palms touching. Fingers interlace loosely. We stay like that for an hour, holding hands in the dark. 2 grown men in a steel tube at the bottom of the sea. Eventually, I fall asleep. When I wake up, his hand is gone. We don't talk about it. Day 25. The last dive. Routine inspection. It goes perfectly. We move like a single organism. I know what he needs before he asks. He anticipates my movements. We are fluid. Back in the bell. We are ascending. The pressure change starts the long process. That's it, he says. Payday coming. Yeah. I feel a sudden wave of sadness. Crushing. I don't want to leave. I look at the rusty walls of the bell. I look at Elias. He has his eyes closed, head leaning back against the panel. He looks tired. Old. Elias, I say. He opens one eye. What? What happens when we get topside? He closes the eye. We shower. We get paid. We go home. Do we work together again? He shrugs. Depends on the rotation. Depends on Miller. He pauses. Why? You sick of me yet? No. He smirks. A rare expression. You're okay, kid. You don't suck. High praise. My chest glows. Day 26, 27, 28. Decompression. The longest days. We just sit there while the pressure drops slowly. The helium is flushed out. Nitrogen is introduced. Our voices start to deepen. The squeak fades. We sound like strangers to each other. My voice sounds booming and aggressive in the small space. His voice is a low gravel rumble. It changes the vibe, makes it real. We pack our bags, slowly, dragging it out. Elias gives me his paperback. Finished it, he says. You can have it. Thanks. It's a Louis L'Amour Western, dog-eared pages. I put it in my bag like it's a religious artifact. We sit on the bottom bunk one last time, shoulders touching. He isn't reading. I'm not looking at my tablet. We are just breathing. Going to miss the food, I joke. Liar, he grunts. He turns to me. Face is serious. Take care of your ears, he says. Don't dive with a cold. I know. And he hesitates. He looks at his hands. Then he looks at me, intense, searching. He leans in slightly. My heart hammers against my ribs. This is it. He's going to say something. The intercom buzzes. Decompression complete. Prepare for exit. The moment shatters. Elias leans back. The mask falls back into place. Showtime, he says. He stands up, grabs his bag. Doesn't look back. Exit. The hatch opens. Fresh air. It smells indescribably sweet and thin. The light is blinding. Real sunlight. People are clapping. Deckhands. Miller. Welcome back, boys. Miller grins. He shakes my hand. Good run. No incidents. I look around for Elias. He's already walking toward the accommodation block. Head down, bag over his shoulder. He doesn't stop to talk to anyone. I want to run after him, but my legs feel heavy. Gravity is punishing after a month. I am guided to medical for the post-dive check. By the time I'm out, he's gone. Checked out. Helicopter to the mainland leaves in an hour. I sit in the heliport lounge. I see him across the room. He's wearing jeans and a flannel shirt, looking at his phone. He looks like a stranger. Just some guy. Not the man who anchored me in the storm. Not the man who wiped grease off my face. I walk over. Hey. He looks up. Hey. Heading out? Yeah. Flight's in 10. Awkward silence. The noise of the lounge is overwhelming. TV blaring, people talking. I hate it. Well, I say, see you around. He stands up. He's shorter than I remember. Or maybe I'm standing straighter. He puts a hand on my shoulder. Squeezes. Hard. Keep your head on a swivel, he says. Be safe. He holds the grip for a second too long. Just like in the habitat. Then he lets go. Turns around. Walks through the gate. I watch him board the chopper. Be me 3 months later. Back in my apartment. It's huge. Too huge. I sleep on the floor sometimes. The bed is too soft. I'm working at a local shipyard. Welding on the dry dock. It's boring. Safe. I check my phone every day. No messages. I have his number from the crew manifest. I typed it in. Never hit send. What would I say? I miss the smell of helium? I miss your knee touching mine? Sounds gay. Is it? I don't know. I'm at the grocery store, buying coffee. I reach for the brand he drank. Cheap. Dark roast. I put it in the cart. I see a guy in a gray t-shirt down the aisle. Same haircut. Same build. My heart stops. I freeze. He turns around. Stranger. Just some guy. The disappointment hits me like a physical punch in the gut. I leave the cart, walk out of the store, sit in my car. It's raining. I watch the drops hit the windshield. I close my eyes. I try to summon the feeling of the habitat, the hum, the pressure, the warmth of the wool blanket. It's fading. Memories are decompressing, losing their edge. I pull out the paperback Western. It lives in my glove box. I open it to the back page. There's a phone number written in pencil, tiny handwriting, and 2 words, next rotation. I stare at it. Finger traces the graphite. I didn't see it before. I pull out my phone, dial the number. It rings. Once. Twice. Click. Yeah? The voice is gravel, low, real. Elias? Silence on the other end. Then, a sound I haven't heard before. A short, rough exhale. Almost a laugh. Took you long enough, kid. I was decompressing. Right. Miller called me. I lie. Asking about the next run. Uh-huh. Asked if I wanted to pair up with Team 2 again. And I told him only if the lead diver knows what he's doing. Elias pauses. I can hear him smiling. I can actually hear it. Pack your bag, he says. I leave in 3 weeks. I'll be there. Don't be late. Click. I look at the rain. The gray sky looks beautiful. I start the car, turn up the heat, drive home. The apartment doesn't feel so big anymore, just a waiting room for the deep.